Okay, so tonight I'm going to do another reading, which is going to be your potential future with this person that you like. The first deck I have is the Three of Coins, the Ace of Coins, and the Seven of Swords. What these cards show me is that you will be steadily building on your relationship together. It shows that the focus of your relationship will be money. The person that holds the money in this situation is the male in this situation. So he must be steadily building his funds, trying to have a step up, a gradual step up in the world by making savings or by planning on building a nest egg. I can see that the man that you are in love with has fair hair. He also enjoys cooking. But there's three people in this situation. I can see two men and yourself. The other man in the situation has brown hair and he's very quiet. He's very meditative and he might have darker hair and paler skin. But he's also very spiritual. So it shows here that you could be friends and that you look to one another for support and advice. And the fair-haired man that you like, you enjoy his company because he always has something very solid to tell you, very meaningful, and you both look up to him. But you are really hoping that, he can give you more than his friendship. You really hope that he can give you his love and that he can give you his pentacles as well. So I think there's an even relationship. There's two strands to the relationship. First of all, you respect this man and you want him to be in a relationship with him, and the other ambition you have is to build your wealth with somebody, and he seems like a good type to do that. And it does show in this reading that he has the monetary situation, that you will build up a strong foundation for yourself, and he will build up a lot of money. And once you try and achieve that, just make the first steps in your relationship. The rest of the money the rest of your savings will develop. So I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a good salary, because it shows here that you want to contribute to the relationship money-wise, but you need his assistance to do that, so you may not make as much money. Also shows here that he might be right-handed. And that you enjoy going to the botanical garden, something like that. You enjoy going to gardens and walking in the park, something you enjoy a lot. But you're hoping with this money you save together that you can travel, and that you can travel to a place that has mountains, so snowy mountains, and it looks to me to be the Alps or Japan, something like that, because that's a dream. It's like you have to save your money first, and then you walk on the path towards your dream to go overseas. And all the difficulties you have become further away. But unfortunately, it shows that into your future together, there will be challenges. And it shows that somebody's going to steal you away. And it looks to be this man with the brown hair. And he's going to steal you away using his brain. So you must come to admire his intellect. And you run away together. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're all friends and, maybe things develop once you evolve your relationship with the money man. You look at the other friend again down the track. And it shows this happens after you make your money. So I wouldn't be surprised if you make a lot of money and then you decide to have an affair. Because it shows that, he has to sneak out wearing your clothes sometimes. So that to me shows that it's very much a side fling. And you always have to do your best to hide your affair with this man. And it also shows he becomes a little bit of a gypsy over time. So maybe he really loosens up. He shakes his shyness a bit and he decides that you're the person for him. And it could be out of admiration and jealousy for your partner. He doesn't want your money. He doesn't want your love. He just wants something that belongs to your partner. And I can see here that you see one another quite a bit. And the only two people left behind once he takes whatever it is he wants are those two, are both your husband and yourself. But you're standing there on your own, so maybe your relationship survives this affair. And then you kick out your other friend in time. But it shows you will survive it. You'll both use your brains about it. You're both going to be analytical about the affair you have with this friend. Because your money is extremely important. It's central to your relationship. So you just both accept that mistakes were made and you move on. It can also show that, it doesn't show this man wants your money. So he's not stealing from you or has an intention to, but you will survive it. And it was just a little bit of enjoyment for you in the end. Could be that he has affairs as well, because the fellow I'm looking at in this reading looks to be wearing a dress. So maybe you both have affairs. But you look at it very analytically and you decide that the wealth that you built together is more important than the affairs you've had with other people. Okay, so that was the first deck. Okay, I have the Four of Swords, the Six of Coins, and the King of Coins upright. What these cards tell me is that your love affair with the man that you're in love with, if you happen to enter into a relationship with him, will be very quiet. It will be a very restful relationship, and you won't really have many disputes in your relationship at all. There will be a lot of balance in your relationship, and you'll really feel privileged to have such a wonderful relationship with your man. I can see that there might be some plans to have children. So you might have 3 children and plan to have a 4th one. But you definitely will have 3 children with this person. And they will be very upright kids, and very intelligent children. So the man that you like, I can see in this reading, is very intelligent, or you are very intelligent. And it could be that you take them to church quite a bit. It shows here with these cards, it has a little bit of a religious connotation, so I wouldn't be surprised if the person listening to this has some kind of belief, because that's what the cards show. It says that it will be a very quiet and very soulful relationship, and you'll have 3 kids and you'll take them to church with you. Now, kids, when I say kids, I mean it's something that you look after together. You know, you could have pets as kids. But otherwise, it will be a very colourful life. I can see there that it will be both passionate and pure. And there will be a lot of happy times in your relationship, and this man that you're in love with will make you feel like gold. He will make you feel very relaxed, very peaceful, and it doesn't seem like you have fights at all in your relationship. But I can also see that that you could be looking to him to provide the income in your relationship. So I wouldn't be surprised if once you got married, you had to slow down, maybe to look after the children or to stay at home and look after the pets, because these are the pets, these three kids that you have, whether pets or whether children, are very important to you. And I guess if you're in that situation where you have pets as kids, you don't want them being left with other people. And what it shows here is that he has the money to look after you. But that there will only be one income. So your money, even though there is money there, it could become a little bit of a challenge sometimes, and you might have to balance out your monetary affairs, because it shows that even though your man has the potential to make a lot of money, there's going to come a time where you stay at home to either look after the kids or the pets, and so there will only be one income, and you will be focused on just balancing out the income that's coming in from the one person. It also shows your man will have a chair that he sits in, has a sleep in. So I don't know if that, he must have a big chair in the lounge room he has a big sleep in. That's what it shows. But it also shows here, it gives some more information. It says he is the king of his own domain. And it says that he is a strong man who works for his money, and that you're going to have 2 girls and a boy that reside with you in the house, and that could be pets as kids or it could be kids. And it says that his concern will be his career and the house, his house and his children. And he'll be very strong about keeping those aspects in order. So it shows that you will have a good future together, generally, but you will have to find balance, particularly because there's only going to be one income in your relationship. Okay, so that's the second deck. Okay, so this is deck 3 in the readings I'm doing about your love and your future. So if you enter into a relationship with this person, I'm trying to find out what the relationship would be like for you. Okay, so it shows here that he's a very fiery spirit. He's a very capable person, a very strong father figure, but that he has another side to him, so he can be a little bit grumpy. It really shows that clearly. Like, I can see this as a man that really can really get dark at times. But the problem in your relationship is going to be that you love him for all those characteristics, that he's strong, he's capable, he's a father figure that you can look up to. But unfortunately, the situation is going to end for you both if you enter into a relationship with this man. Because it shows here he just turns away from you and he starts thinking about his own pursuits and growing his sprouts again. And the reason that he's going to do that is because if I look closer at these cards, it shows that he's he just tramples the prospect of love with a woman. Because I have here the King of Wands, Death and Temperance. And he respects his fellow man over his fellow lady. And so that kind of indicates to me, from the King of Wands and Death together, that he's a chauvinist. He's chauvinistic. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's a misogynistic, but I guess he could be when he's in a dark mood. That's what it says. He could be chauvinistic and misogynistic if he is in a dark mood. And, you know, he's kind of carrying the flag to you, but it's a flag of death. It's not a flag of hope. And also, you know, I think he's, you know, I've seen this many times, but it's just reflective of the cards where I think he's he goes to church, and he might, or he may have been quite a church-going person at some stage, because it shows here the priest is standing, and that he tramples any prospect of a relationship with a lady eventually. In the King of Wands, he's sitting apart from the lady in the picture, in the scene, and it shows that you're a very beautiful soul. You find a lot of balance in your life and in what you do. You're a very soft person. You must have blonde hair, because that's what it shows. You could have red hair, that's what it also shows, or you could like orange or red clothes. You also like white. those are the three colours that show prominently, and you're a very passionate person. And I guess with all those characteristics, I can see how you're like this King of Wands. But he's going to turn away from you because whatever he has growing on his wand is his focus. So that in this picture, the leaves are growing. So it might be a business or it might be a new venture. So in the relationship, he eventually turns away from you and thinks about his new venture, whatever that may be. And it says he does that because he's got this dark side to him. He's got this, side to him that's very depressive. And that's what eventually ends the relationship. But it shows that the sun is shining in the background for you, and you will always find balance, and you will always keep this man in your heart because you hold the two cups. And of course, the two cups represent love between two people. And it's also saying that the love is on your side. It eventually won't be on his side. The relationship won't be on his side, or love in the relationship won't be on his side because he's focused on his own projects. And to me, that shows someone who's selfish. He can be a very pure person because the horse is white in this picture, but it also shows that all that the appearance of good hides this darkness inside of him, and this need to be selfish and chauvinistic and depressive. So I guess he can be very deceptive because I can see here that he's very dynamic. He gives the appearance of being a very dynamic person, very energetic person. He could be handsome, but it just shows that because of this side, it will cause a blockage in your relationship, and you will be left on your own. But it shows that you won't be weak on your own. You will be strong on your own. But you'll continue to keep this man in your heart and follow your own path to the sun. Okay, so that's deck 3. Okay, so this is the next deck. I have Death upright, 10 of cards upright, 10 of cups upright, and the 8 of cups upright. What this tells me is that you've kind of given up on love. You know, all those loving feelings have ended in you. But what it's showing is that this person that you like or love, to be more accurate, but the Death card kind of indicates that you've given up on love. So it's unusual that you have this person that you like. So it must be a super duper special person, and that's what the cards show. It's showing that you'd both given up on love. You'd both given up on having kids. And I think just recently you've turned to your spirituality to justify why that is. And it shows here that you're riding on proud, and that part of your decision to end this your love affair with love is because you have a purity of heart and mind, and the relationships these days which involve potential disharmony because of all the influences that are around in the modern day didn't suit you that well. I think you're a very faithful person, and you really won't take anything less than an extremely committed partner. And maybe that's what's ended your affair with love, because you weren't finding that committed type of person in the world, and you chose yourself. So that's your attitude towards love just at this time, but it shows that this situation with this person does have potential. It shows that you will be extremely happy together. You will get the life that you want. You will potentially have a couple of kids or pets as kids, whatever your preference may be. And you will buy a piece of land together in a house. I don't see a unit. I see quite an expansive piece of land that you're very proud of. And you mimic one another's movements, which tells me that you are very close, that you have a similar you have a similar character, and that you get along very well. You're not the same. You are your own person, because you prefer to wear different clothes to one another. So it's not as if you get around and dress like your twins or anything. But it shows that you will get your pot at the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and be very proud of what you achieve. And your kids will also be very loving towards one another. It shows in this picture that you'll have children with dark hair. And possibly, I mean, the tree of love just keeps growing for you. And it shows here the picture of you with your baby, and draped in the same colours. Shows a lot of loyalty in the picture, because the picture has a lot of blue in it. It shows a lot of blue, a lot of loyalty. It shows that if you have a kid or a pet as kid, it will be a boy. It shows that you will both be extremely faithful to one another. And the dance that you had with death becomes a little bit comical to you, because you can see in the picture that there is a sum behind the deathly character. So you kind of feel, when you move into this relationship, that you are being a little bit silly about your approach to love, because you find exactly what you want. And it also shows that you work on your love together very hard, and very extremely equally. I mean, you want things, you want to build a solid future for yourself, and you also would like to do that together. And so I wouldn't be surprised if you take steps towards securing your financial future together. And that makes total sense, because it's saying this is true love and you want a family together, and that you're willing to put in the hard yards, both financially and emotionally, to make it work. And it will be a very grounded love. It will be a very happy love. And you'll never look at those endings again, because it's in the past. It becomes a past struggle. And you will never approach love in the same way, even if you go on and you choose to separate, which it says you're not. You will never go back to that state of mind. So whatever situation you're in at the moment, this purity of mind and this state of ending, it says that it's just a comical thought. It becomes a comical thought to you, because you are so happy when you progress your relationship with this person, and you find true love together, and true equality.